Having been out the ring so long, how do you sum up the period outside of the ring, and any concerns going in about ring rust?
Not really, no. I'm always the type of fighter. I always keep myself in shape, but this time round, I've been uh, before the pandemic. I'd only just joined a new gym with the Ingles, and I've basically just used the time to my own benefits and just stayed learning and stayed training with the lads, and I think it's going to benefit me.
Your opponent on Saturday night, Valenzuela, I think I've pronounced that correctly.
Yeah.
Coming on paper now, I guess before Saturday night, we would have said maybe Maurizio Lara on paper didn't have, look like a massive puncher. But did Saturday night just remind you how dangerous these guys can be?
Yeah, it is a reminder, especially when you're fighting someone from the same nation as them. But I won't overlook him in any way. I'm expecting the best version of himself, and I'm going to bring my A game. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and just finally, how do you expect the fight to play out on Saturday night?
Do you know what? I've seen different clips of him. I haven't watched too much of him because I don't want to overthink anything. But the little clips I've seen, he mixes it up in different fights. So I've just got to see how he can deal with what I bring.
Best of luck, Robbie. Cheers.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan. If we go to Ryan from Boxing Social next, please.
Yeah.
Hi, Robbie, mate. How are you doing?
Hi, mate. You all right?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Something I wanted to touch on, Robbie. You mentioned that you've been at the Ingle gym working away during this pandemic.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you could tell us a bit about the progress you've been making over and what you feel the main things are that you've improved on.
I think one of the main things is, I feel like in the past, I've had fights where I fought one way in one fight and then I fought another way in another fight. I think it's been hard for me to actually find what my style is, especially as I've got older and more experienced. And I think the time during the lockdown where I've literally just been staying in the gym back and forth from home, I think I've found what my best style really is and what benefits me and what brings out the best that I can produce.
With that said, with the style you're implementing now, do you think it would be beneficial for you to go the rounds on Saturday night?
Yeah, well, I've never failed to do the rounds any other time, and I've done them 12 rounds at a hectic pace plenty of times. And this will be the first time I've ever done a 10 rounder, so I feel like I'm going to have extra today to give.
I've heard you said it here, and I've heard you say it before. You don't actually like to watch too much of your opponents. You're not one for over-analysing things. Is it important for you to just go in there with a clear head and not think too much about it, not overthink it?
Well, sometimes you can look at a clip too much and you start thinking, oh, we'll do this and do that. But then you watch them on another fight against another style of opponent and they're completely different. So I basically just watch them to get the basics of how they stand, some of the similar shots they show. And then everything else I just leave to Dom and the team and listen to what he has to tell me.
Right, Robbie, thank you very much. I'll pass you on to the other guys. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ryan. If we go to Joe from SecondsOut next, please.
Yeah.
Hi, Matt. How's it going?
You're on mute, Joe.
Oh. Hi, mate. How's it going?
Hi, Joe. You're all right, mate?
Yeah, good. Thank you. I just wanted to firstly ask, obviously, with 11 months out of the ring, what are your priorities going Saturday night? Is it going to be to get the rounds in, or are you going to look to put on a show for maybe the guys at the higher end of the division and potentially get a knockout?
You know what? I've just got to take the fight as it comes, but there won't be any ring rust on my behalf because I've been out the ring or anything like that. So if the opportunity to flatten him comes, I'll be taking it. If he's durable and he's tricky, I'll be also willing to go the rounds at any pace. So I just can't wait to get in there.
And something that intrigued me recently, you put on your Instagram while you were shadowing boxing in the Ingle gym, of course. You put, "Never assume that loud is strong and quiet is weak." I just want to give you a chance to sort of explain what you meant by that. I thought it was quite interesting.
Just because over the time being with the pandemic, I've had quite a few names calling me out, and I feel like I'm further ahead than them, and it's because I feel like sometimes it's because I'm quiet and I'm not all over social media like some fighters, that people think like I'm past it or I've had me better days are behind me, where I'm ready to prove everyone that I'm still one of the top contenders at 140 pounds.
And of course, Sam Maxwell, Ennis-Brown has been announced for the end of March. Have you got any predictions on that? And would you like to potentially fight the winner of that down the line?
Well, I've already won the British and the Commonwealth, and I'm further on than that. And all the other international belts they've won, I've won them as well. So I'll be just looking forward. And I think the fight will just be whoever gets it right on the night. Both good fighters. Just could be who just gets it right on the night will be the winner.
Okay, thank you. Good luck on Saturday, mate.
Nice one, thank you.
Thanks, Joe. If you go to Ames from Boxing News TV, please.
Ames here from Boxing News TV. Pleasure to meet you, Robbie. How you doing?
Pleasure. You're okay?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. So after last weekend, it's kind of intriguing because there's kind of some similarities you can take. You've got kind of a unheralded Mexican coming over, not well known, just like how Josh Warrington had. Seeing his record as well in the box rec reminded me of Mauricio Lara. Has the events of this past week kind of brought or changed your perspective on your opponent since it was announced to what happened over the weekend?
No, because I think I'm in a different scenario than Josh Warrington. He's already up there at the top. He's been in there with some of the best in the world, where I'm on the road to getting back to the top. So no matter who they put in front of me, I was looking at it like this is like it's the fight of my life, where Warrington was probably looking at it as he wanted something bigger, like a unification or something along them lines. So I think we're in two different type of mindsets going into these type of fights.
Yeah, I mean, opportunity knocks, and you've answered the door. Like, it was originally Anthony Fowler who was on the bill, but he had to pull out due to COVID. Were you just in a position where you were keeping yourself going and you could have jumped in at any point? And had this fight not materialized, when were you expecting to be out?
Well, I was actually meant to be fighting sometime around this date for the European title against Sandor Martin, and then the fight started getting pushed further back, and he wanted it in Spain and things like that. So we were just adamant we wanted to fight as soon as possible. And then when the Anthony Fowler fight dropped out, we didn't even know that Anthony Fowler fight had dropped off. We just got the opportunity to fight on this show, and we took it straight away. And one day I was on my way down to the gym, and Dominic rang me and said, "Are you here at Sheffield?" I was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Is your weight okay?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "We'll get round the gym. You've got an official check weigh-in now. Your fight sorted." And I was like, "No problem. My weight was good." Got on the scales, and then they told me you're fighting in. So I took the fight on just a short notice as my opponent, but obviously I haven't been ticking over. I've been training like I had a fight.
You're in for the IBF Intercontinental. Is that indicative of the route that you're going to go down now, or are you still open for the European? What's
I've literally just got to get the win on Saturday and see what doors and what avenues open up for me. If the European title fight comes up, like sooner rather than later, I'd take that, no problem. But if they offer me a route down the IBF and it can push me further on quicker, I'd also take that as well.
Appreciate that, Robbie. All the best for the weekend. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ames. Steve from Boxing UK, you got any questions, mate?
Hi, Robbie. It's Steve from Boxing UK.
Hi, Steve. You all right, mate?
Hello, mate. Robbie, it's your first time in the bubble.
Yeah.
What are you expecting this week? And what's it going to be like fighting in front of no fans?
Do you know what? Fighting in front of no fans, I imagine it'll just be like when you're having an intense spar at the gym, and we have like, there might be 30 people in there watching the spar, so it'll be a similar thing. When you're sparring top kids, everyone's scrutinising to see how the spar's going to go and things like that. So I just imagine it's going to be the same as that sort of feeling. And being in the bubble, like now, I'm literally just sitting in a hotel room till tomorrow. So I've done this much before on my own back, so I can do it now, no problem.
Will you be watching the game tonight?
Do you know what? I done a questionnaire earlier on, and someone asked me, and I checked the TV to see if I had the channel, and I haven't, so I won't be watching it.
You've talked about getting through Saturday, Robbie, and then you'll see what doors open up. I heard recently that there's a certain fella from our neck of the woods you'd like to meet again.
Oh, Lewis.
Aye.
Yeah, I don't like to go on about him too much, but when I'm asked about him, like if the opportunity ever comes up, like Eddie and everyone at Matchroom all know that my team, we're ready to go for the rematch, but he's got his own fight. I've got my own fight. Luckily, we both come through them healthy and we both get the wins. and then we can look on for maybe the future. But he might have his own avenue set up, and hopefully Eddie has one set up for myself as well.
Just last thing from me, mate. Your prediction of the main one. I know Neil Marsh is your manager. How do you think the main fight's going to go?
Do you know what? It's a tricky one. Like, David's a friend of mine, not just a stable mate. Like, I've been all over the world with David over the years, but I also know Josh from when we were younger as well in our amateur days, who's a good lad. I just think it's going to be who gets it right on the night, obviously, because Josh is very slick, got all the skills and the movements, but David can punch through walls and has got the experience. So it's a pick and fight, really.